After 45 minutes of trying to get this live stream up to play, we finally get the live stream starting. So, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Baba Ganoush here tonight. Unfortunately, Julia Sanders is unable to participate tonight, but we have the next best thing, Mr. Second Place in the broadcast team, Rick Rocker. Rick Rocker, it's good to see you. How are you doing tonight? Well, I'm doing fantastic here, Johnny, and thank you for calling me Mr. Second Place. I don't call that as offensive. As a matter of fact, I like being second place because second place, you get a silver medal, and I'm a big fan of silver. You don't mind me taking over the spot right now there, Johnny? Go right ahead, man. Go right ahead. The floor is yours. All right, fans. So we're going to start things off here a little bit differently. We're going to start things off here with a mixed tag team match. The team to your left is Team Japan's Kyoto Dragon and Black Widow. And they're going to be against the team to your right, Erika Fisher, Alex Fisher, the Fisher siblings. So let's not waste any more time. We have a huge show ahead of us. So enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, so this is our last stop to the War of Champions event that's happening on the same night. All Elite Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling are hosting the Forbidden Door event. Now, why would we have a pay-per-view? Why would we have our show happen on the same night as Forbidden Door? The thing is that this past Sunday is Father's Day, and we were all trying to pay tribute, the best we can, trying to pay tribute to Vicious Jeremy and Jesse Decay's father, Stonewall Stephen Dessa. As that was the first Father's Day without him. So we had a little bit of a little celebration on that day, and there was no way on earth that we were ever going to do a live stream of War of Champions. So we have to push that event to the 26th, because it's the last Sunday of June. And hey, even though a lot of people are going to probably watch War of Forbidden Door, I would not be one bit surprised if people actually watch War of Champions. So honestly, I'm speaking from the heart here. I'm speaking from the heart because honestly, the heart is the biggest muscle in the world. And I gotta be honest, I'm gonna feel for Vicious Jeremy and for Jesse Decay. Don't forget this: Super X is the grandson of Stephen Dessa. Well, I had the privilege and the honor to be the backstage correspondent to interview men and women, but men like Stonewall Steve. The man, honestly, in my opinion, one of the most humble, one of the most gentle souls in all of professional wrestling. Honestly, that's my opinion of Mr. Stonewall Steve Dessa. The man is an iconic legend, and I'm still to this day saddened by that. But that is exactly, like you said, we were supposed to be having War of Champions on the 19th, but everybody was celebrating Father's Day. And like you said, it doesn't matter if War of Champions happens to be on the same day as Forbidden Door. All right? If War of Champions and Forbidden Door collide, so be it. There's wrestling every single day. Whether you're a fan of the National Wrestling Alliance, Major League Wrestling, World Wrestling Entertainment, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Lucha Underground, All Elite Wrestling, Impact Wrestling. There are promotions going on all over the place. It's absolutely insane. As a matter of fact, since Tuesday, there's All Elite Wrestling's Dark. Dark Elevation was last night, and now we're going to be having regular Dark tonight. Yeah, but listen up, Rick. We've got the sibling through with his motorcycle. This guy's a man of business. Alex Fisher, and I'm hoping I'm not going to cite this out here. Alex Fisher is undefeated in fantasy pro wrestling. And of course, since he signed with No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling, oh, look at that. Alex Fisher represents No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling. He represents hardcore wrestling in general. That's a big deal. And right now, in the last 30 seconds, it's been all Black Widow. Beautiful one that we saw, that step toe hold STF. And remember, if a woman tags a man must come in. And there's the tag right now. There's the tag. Thank God. I was hoping for a... Oh, look at that. Oh, high knee. It's hilarious. Standing side kick. Look at Alex Fisher go. He is literally going to wipe the makeup off of his face. Kick in the midsection. Alex Fisher sends Kyoto Dragon on the across the ring. Back body drop, almost stalling, as if he weighed a lot of weight. What can I say? Alex Fisher, brand new to the No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling division. That was strange. Oh, look at that. Not Taggers, but wait a minute. Hold on a second here. Hold on a second. That's a suplex. Well, that's uncalled for. I have a feeling we're gonna have a rematch because that was not supposed to happen. Look at the expression on Alex Fisher's face. We're gonna have a rematch after all. Here we go. Beautiful arm drag there by Black Widow. So fucking pissed, man. Well, what did you expect? I mean, why can't men and women fight each other? I mean, we all felt this way. We all saw the same thing. Why can't men and women wrestle in the same goddamn ring? I don't know, because people are fucking stupid. Honest to God, man, sometimes I think that we're just jinxed. Well, needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, the show must go on, and that was way too fast. Yes, that was an official match, but it was way too fast. So we're gonna have a rematch, and hopefully there will not be any screw-ups. That was a complete accident. That was a full-blown accident. That's why a rematch has to be made. Oh. That's a jumping hip attack, a la Asuka. And I think that Black Widow was going to go for a tag, but Erika Fisher, long arms, long everything, long torso, long legs, long arms, long reach, manages to grab Black Widow, another beautiful arm drag, just so smooth. There's the tag, and Erika's got no truth with the tag. Alex Fisher. Here we go again. Side headlock. Ringing the arm. Oh! Another discus lariat. Totally beautiful. Oh, look at that. Clubs the ear. That was the most gentle freaking headbutt I've ever seen in my life. Oh, running knee strike. Off the ropes goes Kyoto Dragon. A beautiful lariat almost rips the skull of this young man here, Kyoto Dragon, only 31 years of age, I do believe. And now Alex going for a submission on the Boston Crab, and you can see the upper body strength of Kyoto. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe that we're past the time that was originally made there in the original match. So now it's time to rock and roll and shake things up here just a bit. Beautiful counter there, the side Russian leg sweep. Tag has been made. Here we go. Opens up wide. Come on, tag. Are you freaking kidding me? Another disqualification victory. You know clearly, you know damn well, this is ridiculous. We're going to have one more crack at this, and then we're going to move on to greater and bigger pastures. This is ridiculous. This time the disqualification was on Team Japan. So that means that both teams have won clear. Now, I'm just trying to make myself perfectly clear, and I'm not hallucinating here or anything like that. Well, these things do happen. I mean, what else can I say? This is a WWE video game. This is not an FPW video game, and I really wish there was a video game out there. Like, I really wish. Oh my goodness, Rams. Hey, there you go. That was awfully weird, but I guess that counts. Hold the phones. Alex with a beautiful tombstone power driver. What could this be? Oh, look at that. Beautiful leg bar. Beautiful transiciones. Oh my God. What a running knee strike. Another one. Oh, back scratcher. That looked awfully painful. Another back scratcher. This guy's back is going to be freaking beet red. Winding up the arm. Oh, back elbow. Really unusual. Beautiful discus lariat. Hey, I just realized something, Johnny. What's that, Rick? Alex Fisher's finisher is gone. What do you mean his finisher is gone? Well, he didn't even use his finisher, for God's sakes. What happened there? He used his signature, didn't? Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's called teamwork the best way possible. Oh, beautiful missile drop Kika! Series of punches. A little remodeling, a little redecorating. Beautiful sweep. Oh. No. You gotta tag in your partner. Look at that beautiful hip toss, double team kick. There's the tag. All right. Okay, so right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at the clock for the first time in this section of the match. And it looks as though we have now beaten the time from the last two matches alone. At this point now, we have to have a definitive winner. These mixed tag team matches are chock full of oh, forget it. Just forget it, guys. This is not gonna work out. So fuck this shit altogether. Honestly, I think what we ought to do from this moment on is not play any of the characters. What do you think, Rick? Well, I'm deeply upset that we keep getting disqualification after disqualification after disqualification, but I think you're absolutely right. It's for us to move the fuck on. Yeah, I agree. Well, we have ourselves another tag team match coming up, ladies and gentlemen, here on our last stop to War of Champions. And I'm just gonna step up from. I'm gonna step back from this because I don't think I'm gonna be able to even control myself here. This is gonna be I guess you can say, a sneak preview of what is to be expected on Sunday in the No Mercy department. So we're gonna have father and son duo. I'm gonna say brother and nephew. There's also a sibling as well. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, and I'm trying to find the goddamn name here. Here's Super X. Here we go. And we're gonna get Secret Agent Sam. Fuck's sake, man, this is so goddamn hard. I know it's all alphabetical order, but goddamn, it's fucking huge ass nuisance. Well, I would say Dean Ambrose, but that would be out of place since we got Phantagon, brand new to the game. I'm not participating in this at all. I want this to be what it is supposed to be. I want this to be a good fight, honest fight, no disqualifications of any kind. I'm really disappointed, folks, how the opening match started off. Last week we had a great match, a beautiful match. Like, it was perfect. All right, let's get back to back to business here. Coming up next in our broadcast, we've got ourselves the father-son duo of Jesse Decay and Super X versus the reigning No Mercy champion, Secret Agent. Let's go inside for the action. It is unfortunate, however, how these things have to be. I know, but for Christ's sakes, I mean, a mixed gender match. It's happened before in wrestling, and there's never been this obnoxious disqualification crap. You know, like, come on. But I'm not very impressed on how this whole thing goes. I really am not. But anyways, the show must continue. The show must go on. And we got ourselves, like I said, tonight, we have ourselves the father and son duo of Jesse Decay and Super X. Super X is the New Class Wrestling Academy's hardcore champion. Okay? A belt that will soon be unified with the No Mercy Championship. Now, what does that mean? It means that the New Class Wrestling Academy's title, okay, is going to be defended, which means Super X might lose the belt to either his own father, all right, or Secret Agent Sam, or perhaps the scariest wrestler in E Federation's fan. I'm not saying he's going to lose the belt. He might lose the belt, but he might actually come home with another championship belt, making him a double champion in the process. Well, speaking of the young man, here he is right now, the son of Jesse Decay, the grandson of Stonewall Steve Vanessa. This, my friends, is the NCWA hardcore champion, the reigning hardcore champion, Super X. Live and in living color. I'm glad you're all here tonight to witness perhaps a great show. I know we start off on the wrong foot with endless disqualifications, this complete crock of horse manure. But ladies and gentlemen, this just in from the office of Vicious Jeremy. Next week, we will have a rematch of this, which we're going to be deeming as Take 2. Believe it or not, a Take 2 of that mixed gender match. But this time, it's all computers. And if we get a disqualification, apparently, ladies and gentlemen, we will not have a mixed tag team, mixed gender or intergender tag team match possibly ever again in fantasy pro wrestling until we can fix something. That means mixed gender matches will be completely prohibited in fantasy pro wrestling. The inclusion of having men and women teaming up together is going to be a thing of the past until we can come up with some kind of solution. Whatever that might be, I am looking forward to it, ladies and gentlemen, to finding out what could possibly go down. So here is Secret Agent Sam, and that looks exactly like the Academy's hardcore belt. But we can rest assured it's the new belt now. Absolutely. We're on the stretch here, ladies and gentlemen, here on the entrances. And this is the man I was talking to you about, perhaps the scariest man in E Federations today, Phantagon. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, Phantagon is one of the hottest superstars to be a part of No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling. And hey, if you saw what happened last week in that Ring of Fire match between him and Lawless, Lawless has definitely suffered some burns. And originally, it was supposed to be a 2-on-1 handicap match tonight. But since Lawless is not here, and no sign of Kabuki anywhere, you're either going to have Phantagon compete in a rematch with El Guapan next week. We will have that 2-on-1 handicap match with Lawless, because Lawless had just stated in this memo I got here, Lawless has suffered from 2-degree burns. He is getting healed up really nice, and he will be back in action next week. 2-on-1 handicap match. He and El Guapo versus Phantagon. Look at those arms. This man is absolutely ripped to shreds. And we're about to get ready for this tag team match, fans. This should be a very exciting match. I'm looking forward to this. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the inconvenience from our previous match. Honest to God, I really hope that one day in the future we can get a brand newer game that can allow the customization of having our own theme music and having men and women wrestle like each other again. Because just once upon a time, that feature was allowed. We had men and women wrestle each other in singles matches, tag team matches, fatal four-way matches, you name it. You name it. We've had it happen before. So that's the last time I'm going to mention that. Let's move on to bigger and better pastures. We still have a big main event tonight. Rick, inform the audience, please. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, a six-way scramble. Best 2 out of 3 falls. 3 men from Fantasy Pro Wrestling and 3 men from No Mercy Hardcore Wrestling. All 6 of these men will be competing. Who will be drawn number 40 in our biggest battle royale, our biggest gauntlet match of the year. It's the War of Champions, gauntlet for the gold, baby. Where the winner will get an opportunity to compete in the main event of Coastal Clash, our hottest and biggest event of the summer. Now, these 6 men have been announced, and we will mention them at some point later on in this broadcast, who these men are going to be. And I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be a colossal 40-man gauntlet for the gold, Johnny. Indeed, it's going to be, fans. Just to name you a few. Here are some of the names that will be participating in the event. Dr. Dallas Page, Speedball Mike Bailey, Shaolin, Evil Uno, The Bard, Johnny Mira, Butterbean, Dr. Gonzo, Sabine Navarda, the Southern Dandy, Horvath the Hungarian Barbarian, Braun Strowman, the $1 billion champion himself, Bray Wyatt will be there, the Icon Thing is going to be there. I've always wanted to do that. Big Sexy Kevin Nash. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, will be there. The richest man in the universe, Jeffrey Bezos, will also be included. And it's going to be, like we've all said before, time and time again, it's going to be a colossal gauntlet for the gold this Sunday. Even the Forbidden Door doesn't have any of that goodness. If I can say that right now, Rick. Goodness. Absolutely. It is definitely a grand event come Sunday. And of course, at War of Champions, all championships will be on the line. We do understand that coming up right after this, we got a score to settle with the Evil Trio, at least two of them, Vanessa and Ursula, to decide who amongst those two lovely young talented women will compete for Alaska, Nebraska's Steel. Is going to be officiating that match, so we're going to have that. And we totally forgot to mention that we're not only the last stop to the event, we're also going to be paying tribute to two referees that have recently passed away, two legendary referees, Dave Hebner and Tim White. Now, these guys have refereed hundreds of matches in the WWF, WWE, and Vicious Jeremy. That's right, Vicious Jeremy is going to be officiating a title match here on Championship Wrestling to pay tribute, to pay homage. That's right, to pay homage to both of those great legendary referees. You know something, ladies and gentlemen, Johnny? It's not every single day we ever get to hear about a tribute show to referees. Referees are a very big, important part of professional wrestling, the sport of wrestling in general. Whether it's professional, amateur, backyard, whatever you want to call it. Referees are so damn important in this business, and to hear the news, to find out that Dave Hebner and Tim White have both passed away in the same week, honestly, it breaks my heart. Honest to God, it breaks my heart. Well, it's nice for Vicious Jeremy to do that. And we're going to have that. We're going to have Twiggy is the champion. And that man will be the B, but it's somebody who is worthy of a championship title match. So the ECW World Television Championship will be scheduled tonight, and it's going to be awesome. Just got a message from Julia Sanders. Unfortunately has to miss this show, but she won't miss War of Champions. I'll tell you that much right now. And this is turning out to be a huge brawl. A sneak preview, ladies and gentlemen, of what we're going to see for that winner-take-all Unification Championship match for the No Mercy and NCWA Hardcore Championship. And it's going to be an elimination match, a last man standing match, if you will. Oh! Spinning or spiral powerbomb. Sky Stanley slides out of the ring. It's all over. Sam and Phantagon. Phantagon actually pins Super X. Could this be this was the preview? Could this actually happen on the 26th There goes referee there, Stash Stanley, counting to 3. You saw what happened. Phantagon won for the team. Something tells me that Phantagon might come home with both belts with Sam, motioning that Phantagon to get up there. Those men are not going to be teamed this Sunday. These two men are going to fight each other along with Jesse Decay and Super X this coming Sunday. I'll make an announcement now there, Rick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to waste anyone's time here tonight. Johnny Ganoush, FPW War of Champions, the same night as Forbidden Door. But tonight's not about All Elite Wrestling or New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tonight is about Fantasy Pro Wrestling. And since we are live in front of possibly thousands of people, but Lord only knows who's actually watching this right. The 6 superstars that will be competing in tonight's main event. All right. To determine the number 40 spot in that gauntlet match goes like this. The Muscle Bomber, Kerry Ortega. LeVar Winslow. Shane Ginandy. And Joe Bruiser. Now, that being said, let me clarify the rules to make this understandable here. In this 6-man match, the 6-way match, or 6-man scramble, or whatever you want to call it, it is going to be contested in 2 out of 3 falls. 2 victories will be declared the winner and will have earned the number 40 spots. Crystal clear? All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Rick Rucker right now is actually standing by backstage to speak to a very incredibly amazing young man who has who's going to play a major role in War of Champions, especially in the Universal Championship match. He's back tonight from his injuries. Kinnon Jackson Jr. is standing by right now with our senior correspondent, Rick Rucker, and of course the broadcast partner that has been calling the match with me. Kinnon, buddy, you've got a golden ticket. Don't ruin it. We told you to stay home. You're here tonight. You want to wrestle? You want to wrestle? You're going to wrestle in just a few short minutes. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, Kinnon Jackson Jr. has been included into the title picture for the Universal Championship. It will be King Matrix, Brandon Wolf, and Kinnon Jackson Jr. locked inside the classic steel cage, the blue cage. That's right. This Sunday, and as insane as that might sound, you know what? The match kind of makes sense. So I'm not talking anymore. Let's get down to more action here on FPW Championship Wrestling.
Evolve our digital infrastructure. And quote, not everybody will have to pay for the privacy benefits. Coaches have made in countries at the box office, at ticket kiosks, or concession stands. Why doesn't it? While members of the Pink Plus Rewards program will pay for redeeming $1 per ticket. So obviously, the contract should the rewards program. This is Adam with North of the Border Home Buyer. Now I buy houses. If you own a house or land and want to sell fast at a fair price, call me at 613-519-9000. I can pay cash and close it in as little as 1 week. I am the private real a big master, and I buy houses in any condition, any price range, in any location within Ottawa and Eastern Ontario. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay rent houses. If you own a house that needs thousands of dollars in repairs and don't want to lose your stuff, great. I love buying fix-up houses. Do you think your property will be difficult to sell? Easy. We resistance for any situation, and we buy land too. If you own a house, order it and want to sell it fast, call me at 613-519-9000. 613-519-9000. 613-519-9000.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, with Sarah Sabre as our special referee, Vanessa and Ursula will duke it out for to decide who will be the actual challenger for Alaska, Nebraska's Steel Cage Championship belt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so Vanessa, with a stunning dress, she's got a ticket right now, a big ticket, and that ticket is for a possibility of competing inside the steel cage. But it's not just going to be an ordinary steel cage match. Oh no. The LCW Steel Cage, or the LCW Cage Championship. Alaska, Nebraska is the third woman to win it. Now Vanessa could win tonight against this woman, and that is Ursula. Now this is going to be a very exciting match. It's never, as far as I'm concerned, I have never thought that I would see Ursula and Vanessa wrestle against each other. Rick, any thoughts? Well, here's the thing, Johnny. The thing is that in my opinion, Vanessa was the first woman to escape the cage. Because it all goes back to that steel cage match a couple of weeks ago in Nebraska, that tag team right there. So in my opinion, the first person to escape the cage should be that opinion amongst both teams. She's the first one. She should be given that opportunity to compete for the LCW Steel Cage match. Okay. I get you, Rick. I get you loud and clear, bud. But at the end of the day, because of Ursula escaping the cage last, she was the one that technically declared the winning team. If she didn't have the cage, well, what happens then? Would it have been Tori? Or would Alaska, Nebraska just get a freebie for 26? Well, my answer stays here, Johnny. I think that Vanessa should be the one to compete for the LCW Steel Cage Championship. That's my opinion. You're entitled to your opinion there, Johnny, and I understand full well how you feel and what you think. Well, listen, Rick. We're going to find out once and for all right here, right now, with Sabre officiating the match. We're going to find out once and for all who is going to be challenging the championship. The whole thing between Ursula and Vanessa started off a couple of weeks ago in a steel cage match, a normal exhibition match between the two teams. And Vanessa was the first woman to escape the cage, with Ursula last. So with that being said, both Ursula and Vanessa were literally fighting, to see who deserves the opportunity. A little bit of background history between Ursula, Vanessa, the whole Steel Cage Championship. So back in the holidays of 2021, Fantasy Pro Wrestling, with a collaboration, of course, with Ladies Championship Wrestling, have created a brand new championship belt, a beautiful, sparkling pink Steel Cage Championship belt, known as the LCW Cage Championship. And with that, 8 strong, ballsy women were to compete, with Ursula being one of the brand new superstars to get a crack at the gold. And wouldn't you know it, Ursula was the one that ultimately won the tournament and became the very first LCW Cage Champion. That being said, Ursula had held that championship until the month of April at the Lion's Den event, when Tori survived clutches of Ursula, climbed out of the cage, and was able to escape holding that championship belt. Now, it wasn't long after until Alaska, Nebraska was able to win it. Now, that changed everything, because Ursula was out of the running. But because of that exhibition match that we just threw in for shits and giggles, the evil duo of Vanessa and Ursula have won it. The LCW Director of Authority, that's Julia Sanders, she has appointed that one of those two women have to figure things out because it's too confusing, but one of those women are going to face Alaska, Nebraska on the 26th of June inside the cage for that belt. Hold on a second here there, John. It looks like we're going to have a submission. We might actually have a submission victory here. No, do not. My God. Ursula is able to escape the clutches of Vanessa. This match continues on. Beautiful snap suplex right there. Oh my goodness. Beautiful, powerful DDT. Sabre is watching out to see if there's no breaks in the pants. In that view, Vanessa's toes were right underneath the bottom rope, which clearly is a rope break. Then I guess Sabre has not done her job properly. She was actually out of position because she was on the other side of the two from that pin. You know something? If Vanessa wins tonight, it was fate. It was fate that made it all possible. Vanessa escaped first. Therefore, she should already be guaranteed a title match opportunity. Think about this. Vanessa escaped first. She was the first one to escape. If you escape the cage in the match, right? Traditionally, you escape the cage through the door or over the wall and everything else. If you escape, you're the winner. Vanessa might just have that taste of what it's going to be like to win the LCW Steel Cage Championship. That's a big deal. That's only just 4 or 5 days shy away from the event. And if memory serves me correctly, I think we're going to start the show off with that LCW Steel Cage Championship title. Boom! Beautiful snap power bomb. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, that deserves a round of applause. That was fair and square, Rick. Stupid me. Look at that. Beautiful sweep there by Ursula. And look at that, just choking her out. And then psychs us out with a slam, possibly causing some whiplash. And look at this. The closing moments. A beautiful kneeling powerbomb to a pin. We have ourselves a winner and an exciting #1 contender for the LCW Steel Cage Champion. Hey, there's no reason for you to get mad at me. I understand why you're mad, because you think you got gypped. Trust me, you didn't get gypped at all. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I thought I saw a spider, or I thought I had killed a spider, but alas, I don't think so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue on our broadcast here. Congratulations to Ursula. What a beautiful kneeling powerbomb that was. Many Japanese superstars use that as a finishing maneuver. And wow, just impressive victory for none other than Ursula. All right, go ahead, Rick. Sorry, bud. Well, I feel like I've just been screwed, glued, and tattooed. Vanessa had a golden opportunity, and I saw from my own eyes she did not kick out of that predicament. I'm just very, very livid at this point. Absolutely livid. Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we are going to be having ourselves our next matchup here tonight. Kinnon Jackson Jr. It looks pretty prepared to compete, it seems. So without further ado, we're going to get him down here. And his opponent will be drawn at random. Looks like it's not going to be a no mercy, even though Alex is a good candidate, I believe. I mean, at this point, anybody would be a good candidate. It's like Alex has been chosen 3 times. Will there be an FPW superstar that will actually take control? Oh, Blacketeer. Let's get this party. Why not? Let's get this party started. What a way to come back from a severe injury, then get into the ring. Blacketeer. My goodness, this should be an incredible matchup, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Our next upcoming match tonight, Kinnon Jackson Jr. versus Blacketeer. Let's go down to ringside for the action. Yes, I get it, Rick. You wanted Vanessa to win, but you know what? I wanted our opening contest, the intergender match, to go smooth and by the numbers. What happened in the end? Disqualification after disqualification after disqualification. And I know if we had another rematch again, we'd still get that crappy outcome. Well, it was a damn good match regardless of the matter, so congratulations to Ursula. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, the next man to compete for the Universal Championship is none other than Kinnon Jackson Jr. making his return, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to give this man a hell of an ovation because after all that punishment inside that steel cage, this man is still on his feet. He's got the gauntlet champion. He's the rightful opponent for Manon Denis, King Matrix. Am I correct? Is she the reigning champion? He definitely is the reigning champion, and rightfully so. Kinnon Jackson Jr. never lost that steel cage match. Unfortunately, due to championships or champions advantage, King Matrix was able to retain the title, which means that technically Kinnon Jackson Jr. has to be at the back of the line if he wants to get another crack at the belt. However, the Kinnon Jackson Jr. be inserted into the title picture for War of Champions with Brandon Wolf, a man who actually did defeat the champion in a non-title match situation. So that clearly means that we're going to have a triple threat match on Sunday the 26th for the Universal Championship. But it will not be in any ordinary match, as the steel cage, the classic steel cage, will be in order for that match, which is we're going to have two cage matches on the very same night as War of Champions. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness gracious! Looks as though that Kinnon Jackson, look at that! Kinnon Jackson Jr. has not missed a moment at all. Holy shit, Bob, what is this? What the fuck is this? Oh my goodness! Wait, hold the pickles and hold the lettuce. What the fuck just happened here? Look at that! Kinnon Jackson Jr. just tossed Blacketeer like it was a sack of potatoes. And the referee calls for the bell. What the fuck just happened here? I am absolutely dumbfounded, ladies and gentlemen. Kinnon Jackson Jr. appears to have knocked out Blacketeer with that F5, but I think it was more than just the F5. I think it was an enziguri kick. That was caught completely off guard. That completely rocked Blacketeer. Ladies and gentlemen, with your indulgence, okay. To the fans watching this right now, Kinnon Jackson Jr. has won the match via knockout, and we're trying to decide if it was because of that back brain kick or that F5 that we just saw. I'm not quite sure exactly how it all went down, but fans, Blacketeer is knocked out. I repeat, Blacketeer is knocked out. So we're gonna stay with you until we find out what's going on. But Rick right now is going backstage to call out the EMTs to get Blacketeer in order here. He is out cold, ladies and gentlemen. And Kinnon Jackson Jr. will be competing as the third opponent for the Universal Championship title. Whew, what a hell of a show, man. What a hell of a random fucking kind of night this is. All right, fans. The time right now is 7:40. Julia Sanders should be actually making her way here in a few moments here, but we're gonna set the stage right now for our next contest for the ECW World Television Championship. The EMTs now have carried Blacketeer onto a stretcher. He has not moved at all since, I guess, that F5 had flattened him out completely. So fans, we'll have our next match coming up in just a few minutes, so don't go anywhere, fans. Woo, what a fucking crazy show, man. I didn't think that was gonna happen so damn fast, but I'm just shocked. That's all I can say, fans. I'm just stunned right now. Hey, why the hell not, eh? All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Vicious Jeremy as our special guest referee to pay tribute, pay homage to Dave Hebner and Tim White. Kudos to you, Vicious Jeremy. You're quite the humanitarian to do so. Calling our next match, our championship match for the ECW World Television Championship, Wiki and King Cairo next. All right, ladies and gentlemen, back on the air here with Rick Rocker with a report right now on the stats now. Okay, good. I thought that for a minute Blacketeer was going to be participating in the gauntlet for the gold, but it appears that he is not, so that's a good thing because I'm telling you right now, it does not look good for Blacketeer right now. Blacketeer has suffered severe whiplash and a slight concussion from that back brain kick uh, performed by Kinnon Jackson Jr. Kinnon Jackson Jr. will also be competing in the gauntlet for the gold, so he'll be competing 2 times that very same night. Now, for those of you watching this right now, you're probably thinking, well, that's not fair. Why should Kinnon Jackson Jr. compete twice? What if Kinnon Jackson Jr. ends up winning? What if he wins the belt and he wins the gauntlet match? What happens with that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a 40-1 chance that Kinnon Jackson Jr. will win the match in the first place. And a 33% that he will even be the Universal Champion. So this is our ECW Television Championship match, ladies and gentlemen, and this should be an exciting one. This is in tribute to Dave Hebner and Tim White. Rest in peace, you guys. You guys are legends. And now it's time for you guys to rest in peace. Capacity crowd looking on. The ECW Television Championship, King Cairo and Twiggy next. Okay, I sincerely apologize, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching this from wherever you are. I am back. Julia Sanders is here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just in time for our main event feature of the night. Let's just get things quacking here. Alright, there we go. Oh, look in the fridge, Erika. Middle shelf in the back. Interesting. Interesting. Say one fall to a finish kind of thing. Alright, well this is it, ladies and germs. So as it turns out, WWE 2K Games does not allow best out of 3 falls 6-man matches. So ignore what you see on the screen. It's not an over-the-top rope match, but there is going to be pinfalls and submissions. Shane Gordon, LeVar Winslow, Muscle Bomber, Kerry Ortega, Joe Bruiser, Winger, and the Southern Dandy. This is our main event. Let's get down to it. Winston has not even been on the show at all. I have no opponents. Kerry Ortega looks pretty confident. I mean, that grin on his face says it all. The champ is definitely here. Joe Bruiser, ladies and gentlemen, was a former champion of the universe. He carried the title for 6 years, not 6 years, 6 months. For all we know, this could be Joe Bruiser's his night to be deemed number 40 in the Gauntlet for the Gold this Sunday, June 26th at FPW War of Champions. All he has to do is pin or submit any opponent in the ring just once. And that's all she wrote. Finally, we get to see LeVar Winslow square circle. And Winston, the mascot, has decided to join us here in our big main event tonight. 6-man, 1 fall to a finish. To decide the number 40 spot in the Gauntlet for the Gold, the War of Champions Gauntlet for the Gold. Winner. He decided to wear his normal attire. Out of 4 attires, the original one was picked. So that's random for you. It's good to have Julia Sanders. It's good to have the mascot here, literally at ringside for our biggest showcase showdown to end the week before the event begins. Julia, it's good to see you. So I hear you have a new assignment, don't you? You weren't earlier this evening because you're on a special assignment, but you're here now. So you can tell us all about it if you like, or you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. Enjoy the main event feature. Well, where were you this season? How about that? Okay, right. We'll go on.
No complaints so far.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah, anyone, I don't think anyone who's watching this knows it's a show that used to be on TV and it was a pretty good show. Very first show, very funny.
I think a lot of people are familiar with Kim's Convenience. I unfortunately never had the opportunity to actually watch the show myself, but I am definitely interested in out to see what the big promotion is about. Hey, the case, the deal. Southern Dandy hasn't had a whole lot of matches, so it's interesting to see what his theme song was. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, our six-man main event. One fall to a finish. Even the referee is against this. And I wasn't expecting it, but hey, why not? With your indulgence, ladies and gentlemen, in our previous match for the ECW Television Championship, Vicious Jeremy wasn't even doing a single thing throughout the match, and halfway through, when the clock reached 15 minutes, Sky Stanley stepped in. Kudos to you. And you kicked the boss, referee out of the match. And now we have brand spanking new ECW World Television Champion. But Twiggy felt robbed from that because Sky Stanley was not the original official of that match. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, on our broadcast with Vicious Jeremy as the referee, there will be a rematch for that championship belt. And Julia Sanders, just so that you're in the loop of things, the opening match between the two good buddies, Erika Fisher, the Fisher siblings, and Team Japan. Sadly, it ended in a complete bust, as there was a series of disqualification victories on both ends. But the management decided to just terminate that match completely. And next week there will be a rematch again, only this time it's all computers. No players will be involved in the match. We're going to let fate decide how it turns out. Should there be any blunders or any failures to that, unfortunately, that will be the end of the intergender or mixed gender tag team matches. If you have anything to say to oppose that decision, you have the right to speak your piece.
Like when you want to eliminate
Only because of the series of disqualifications that occurred that cuts the match. When the disqualification happens, the match is already over. Whether you like it or not. And it defeats the whole purpose of the match, which you want to see a conclusion, a proper conclusion, which is a pinfall or a submission victory. There was no pinfalls nor submissions. There were disqualifications all the time. Because the thing is, WWE has a problem with men and women wrestling against each other. Like it's wrong for a woman to beat up a man and vice versa. Yeah, you can have them in a tag team. So it's expected, you know? the tag team match was excluded by whether it was an accident or whether it was on purpose. You know, a man is going to strike a woman or a woman will strike a man. But if we're going to get disqualifications all the time, it's not fun. The match can end in like 2 minutes, and it's like, well, what the hell was that? The entrances lasted longer than the match itself. It's bullshit. So we might be having our final mixed gender match next week. But if it's a success, Julia, should that intergender match be completed and we have a rightful winner, guess what? We're going to continue the matches. Which means we're going to see more of the Fisher siblings and what?
I wanted to say something.
Well, then go ahead. I mean, you're eating food from the concession stand, right, Julia? How am I supposed to know you're going to say something? Oh, I thought it was from the concession stand. Why would I say that if it wasn't even true, Julia? Like, I know I could have sworn I saw you in the concession stand. This is not a pretty big facility. What is IRL? I've never heard of IRL before. Can you please educate me with that, Julia? While we're still on the air? Oh. I guess this has been a term that's been going on way before my time.
More likely after this.
Okay, so what about in real life? No. Because I think that the mechanics of 2K games, they meant well. They look good on paper. But when it came to action, it's like, oh, there's a glitch, there's a bug. And they still allowed to produce games like this on the shelves for fans or customers alike to bring it home and check it out. But when they try it out, it's like, what the fuck is this? So usually what happens is they stop playing the game. And they go on and they wait till the following year to get the newest game, because by the time the new game comes out, there'll be less bugs. Well, exactly, right? I mean, 2K19 is 2 games after this, and you can't even have your own custom music. Like, I just spent like $90 on a new game, a newer game at this point now, to find out that there's no customization for theme music, so you're stuck with default music. I don't want to have a Musa Cone having some other dude's theme song. That's not right. That's why you have your own theme music. You know, John Cena doesn't have Roman Reigns' music. John Cena's got John Cena's music. Roman Reigns has Roman Reigns' music, etc., etc. Well, if Musa Cone has his own theme song, he should have his own theme song. It's a lame song. It's called My Time Is Now. Oh my god, it's been used since 2005, and it made fans sing the lyrics, their own lyrics, which is John Cena sucks. So John Cena sucks. John Cena sucks. It just happened over time. Well, John Cena no longer wrestles. He's like at 40-something. He's semi-retired, so we don't get to hear that theme song anymore. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the final three superstars: LeVar Winslow, Winger, and the Muscle Bomber, Kerry Ortega. The ones who are eliminated is the Southern Dandy, Joe Bruiser, and I'm trying to think of who else was in the match too. I wasn't really paying any attention as I was paying attention to the lovely Julia Sanders. And though you've missed most of the entire show, this will be available on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. Oh man, almost a 3 count. Come on there, Muscle Bomber. Get in there. Get involved. What the hell was the third guy? Let's see. Oh yeah, Shane. Excuse me. So Shane Gordon, Southern Dandy, and Joe Bruiser are eliminated. Now we're down to the last 3 superstars in this matchup. Last man standing rules. This is all to determine the number 40 spot in our big showcase showdown for Sunday. Which, by the way, Julia, in front of all these people, whoever's watching this, I want them to know this right now. I found that really touching when you said that you enjoyed this job very much, being in the broadcast booth with yours truly, and the fact that in a text message when you had that sad face that you thought that you were gonna miss this show, that means that you really enjoy fantasy pro wrestling. Yeah, I care about it. Thank you, Julia, for your support, your interest in fantasy pro wrestling. We're back again. No, remember in this kind of match type, there's no time limit. There has to be a winner no matter what. So at this point now, it could be LeVar, it could be Winger, or it could be Muscle Bomber who will go at number 40. And it's a massive advantage because when you're number 40, you don't have much to worry about. You get to coast through the entire show, the entire match until your number comes out. And then you have an opportunity to win the match. Yes, buddy? With your indulgence, ladies and gentlemen, Winston, the mascot, was tapping my knee like he wants something. Holy shito! Oh, the hell of a kick to the face. LeVar Winslow is eliminated, is now down to Muscle Bomber and a Winger. It's FPW versus No Mercy, right here on Championship Wrestling. Aw, dip. It's over. Yeah, I knew it. The minute that the abdominal stretch was applied, I knew it was going to be over. Abdominal. What is it? Abdominal stretch. Holy Christ. Try saying that 10 times fast. Boom. This match was pretty intense. Like, these 3 really rocked the world. Winger is going to be number 40 in the gauntlet match. That means he's got a big chance of winning and possibly headlining War of Champions. This is a huge night for this young man. He does not get those. He does not get those kinds of moments. That mug. That mug. Not the mug that you drink out of, but that face could be the very next champion of the universe. Your thoughts, please, before we go off the air. Any other things you want to tell the audience? There's some hair dye in there. Clearly, it's not his real hair color. All right, so never heard of this guy before, and he's got weird hair. Good observation there, Julius Sanders. Thank you for your for attending the main event of the night and being a part of all this great action. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to this edition of FPW Championship Wrestling. We hope you have enjoyed your time here, the 2 hours and 12 minutes that we had together. Again, apologize for the stalling after the ECW World Television Championship, but just letting you know, there will be a rematch of that title between King Cairo and Twiggy next week, with Vicious Jeremy being the referee. There will be also another rematch, so that mixed gender tag team match, the Fisher siblings versus Team Japan. Should the match end in a complete failure of a blunder, there will be no more mixed gender matches until we either get a new console or get a new game, whichever works best. And first, this Sunday is FPW War of Champions. Please tune into it. I know that Forbidden Door is happening on the same day, but please check out the action for War of Champions. It's going to be our epic event to start the summer of 2022. So on behalf of the entire FPW staff, the Director of Authorities, management, etc., I am Johnny Baba Ganoush, telling you all to get your pets spayed or neutered like Winston the mascot. All right, help control the pet population, but mostly get yourselves spayed or neutered and help control the human population. This ends our live stream. Thanks for watching. See you next time.